Howdy everybody, welcome to another video. This one's a little bit different from the others, because this is actually not like a regular video or a live stream like I usually do. No, this is a tutorial on a type of game that not many people play, but it's a game I play and I felt like making a tutorial for this because for some reason it took me so long to figure out. So, let's get into it. Now, this is obviously Roblox, as you can tell, but what kind of Roblox game is it? Obviously, there's a Steam train right there, so it can't be like a first-person shooter, obviously. This is Steam Steel, you can probably tell by the title. And let me just show you a little something. So, here's a little tip before we get into the tutorial. That is, whenever you're playing the game, now by this point, if you don't play Steam and Steel and you're not new to the game, don't bother watching. You can click off just because this is for people who actually play Steam and Steel. But if you know trades, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So your Johnson bar, or otherwise known as your reverser, whenever going into throttle, obviously you want to have the loco break down. And you want the reverser not to be all the way down or up, but instead close to this bar. So this is neutral. This is a little bit past neutral. Realistically, this also works because real life, I already have some coal. You want to make sure you shovel up some coal so you get enough power. As you can see, I'm burning coal efficiently with the white smoke. Black smoke means it's not burning efficiently. But you want to have the reverser in the little bit down or up, depending on which direction you want to go, and throw all the way up, just because that doesn't burn as much coal and it's more efficient overall. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going to this forest camp. We are on, I forget the name of this map. I think it's Copper Mines or something, I'm not sure. But we're going to bring our little starter train here, and these little, if you want, once you play the game, you'll see these in the shop. What we're going to do is we're going to load some of these up. Doesn't really matter how much, because this is just a show. I'm not actually trying to do anything. We're going to be loading up these 3 carts right here of logs. You want to make sure you can load up logs. Cordwood, you need a different type of trailer for. That one's obvious just because when you're at the shop, it's this one, by the way. But when you're at the shop, it can show you what it carries and the weight of it. But that's not what this video is about. This video is specifically about how you work the lumber mill. And this video can help you learn how to work other things than just the lumber mill. But let's go ahead and get into it. You get to the forest camp with the logs, or first you want to extend to the forest camp, obviously. You want to build some tracks to the forest camp, get yourself some logs. It doesn't matter how many cars it's logs, you have some logs. And then you can use the same things to carry beams. You can't carry lumber. What is it? Yeah, lumber. You can't carry lumber, sadly. But what you can do is, let's bring our thing over here. Let's have the brake on. And you want to build your rail over to the lumber mill. Now, the thing I had to learn the hard way was I was experiencing difficulties unloading these logs onto the lumber mill. Now, you don't need any buildings, for example, woodshed, storage bunker. You don't need any of that. That's just a waste of money. I learned that the hard way. Another thing I learned the hard way, and this is with everything else that you're going to experience, you want to have the rails pretty close. So this close. You don't want to have them all the way out here, pretty much. That's what happened to me. So the entire time I would click on the logs, which you do at this, and it unloads, obviously. But if it's too far away, it won't unload, and then you have to rebuild the entire track, which, if you don't know by now, making money in this is not easy. So, once you've unloaded your logs, which you have, and by the way, depending on how well the stock market is, I guess you could call it that, I don't know what you want to call it, logs can sell for more, usually at the freight depot, aka your spawn. They sell for about $14 a piece, but here, for me, they're selling for 15. Whenever I first got here and started selling logs, they sold for 20. Now, the story, the reason really behind why you want to have logs or sell logs is In order to first get beams and lumber, you need logs. You need logs to be cut into beams or be cut into lumber. And then, once you wait, eventually lumber and beams will start to be made. These carts you can make, or you can load beams with. You can't load lumber though. You need, if you're wondering, you need this, the 14-ton open wagon. This is like $19,000? 19,073 or $1,973. Ignore the lawnmowers in the background. But you load your beams up, and that's about it for this tutorial. But another little thing I can teach you. The blue things, for example, if you go to the map, you'll see that there's a blue slot for, let's say over here at the slaughterhouse, the cattle in the cordwood are blood. That pretty much means that that is necessary to obtain the other things. So for example, logs at the lumber mill are in the blue section. Machinery and coal, red. I I honestly don't know what that's for. I it should be that hard to explain, but honestly I'm not very sure about that. All you really need to carry all you need to really care about is the lumber and the beams. And as you can see, once you deliver logs, you're gonna start making beams and lumber. Each one of these can carry 3 beams, so if you produce a lot of beams and wait, you can make a lot of beams. And that means a lot of money, because each one of those 3 stacks of beams equals around 20 bucks, I think. So, that's going to be it for today's tutorial. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, ask in the commentary down below, and I will answer them. However, if this video is a year old, do not expect me to answer them. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next one.